Wow!
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about another fantastic book I just read, Deep Work by Newport. So what is deep work? Well, let me tell you what deep work is not, first of all. Picture this. Imagine on a typical workday, have you ever found yourself bouncing between emails, pointless meetings, and just a ton of web surfing? These are shallow work that you can often perform even while being distracted. And deep work is the exact opposite of that. Cal defines deep work as work performed in a state of unbroken concentration that stretches your brain power to its limit. He further argues that deep work is perhaps the most valuable skill a person can learn because in order to master hard things quickly, you must be able to concentrate intensely without distraction. So, how do we do deep work? In this video, I'm going to go over 3 key points from the book to help all of us to work deeply. Boredom is simply unacceptable nowadays. Whether you're waiting in line, waiting to be picked up, or waiting in traffic, we picked up our phones at the slightest hint of boredom. Our phones are so entertaining and so fascinating, and it's almost like we can't wait to be distracted. And did you know that on average, Americans check their phones once every 4 minutes? And that's 344 times that we're being distracted throughout the day. This is a problem because if you're so used to picking up your phones whenever you feel like it, you would do exactly just that whenever you're stuck on a hard problem and trying to focus. So the question is, how do we train our brain to wane from a dependence on distractions? Well, you could get rid of your smartphones altogether and just go back to Stone Age, but I don't think that's practical in this day and age. So, Cal suggests that you should schedule your distraction ahead of time. For example, you could commit yourself to only checking your phones during certain times of the day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for instance. This will effectively cut down the number of times you switch from one activity to another, from focus to distraction, from distraction to focus. Because it is really the constant switching from one thing to another that kills your capacity to focus. Well, this mental training will become especially difficult when you're forced to wait for somebody or something. To simply wait at the table or wait in line and be bored has become a very novel experience since the advent of smartphones. But from the perspective of focus training, it is very, very valuable. Because at the end of the day, to succeed with deep work is to succeed with embracing boredom. Deep work is hard and deep work is not natural. So if you don't have a structure that supports your deep work, it's too easy to fall back to the shallow. Great thinkers like C.S. Lewis and Darwin all have a very strict ritual that allowed them to transition into that state of unbroken concentration for long periods of time. For example, Darwin would start his day promptly at 7. He would eat breakfast alone and take a short walk, and then he would study for 90 minutes. Then he would read the letter from the day before, after which he would study for another 90 minutes. He then likes to walk on this very specific route around his property and just mull over difficult questions. He walks until his satisfaction and calls his workday over. He then does the same thing again the next day. Well, if that sounds awful to you, the good news is that there's no one ritual fits all. You must find whatever works for you. But there are 3 factors that you must consider when creating an effective ritual. They are location, duration, and instruction. So let's start with location. You should choose a place that's familiar to you because familiarity has fewer distractions. It could be your normal office, a quiet library, or just your favorite coffee shop. J.K. Rowling had to stay in a 5-star hotel because she was struggling at home to finish The Deathly Hallows. Well, I mean, she's rich, but the point is that a consistent environment will help you to slip into deep work mode more easily. The second one is duration. It is unrealistic for you to just shut yourself away for 8 hours straight without a break, especially if you have never done deep work before. Start with as little as 15 minutes and work your way up for longer sessions. What you're doing here is you're telling your brain, hey, for that 15 minutes or for however long, I'm going to focus on one thing and one thing only. The more you do it, the longer you can focus. The last is instruction. You should have a standard operating procedure for what deep work looks like. For example, can I use my phone? If not, where should I leave it? On the desk or in the backpack? Can I use the internet? If so, then what site? Should I listen to music? You set the rules. Again, it's all about the consistency and familiarity. Keep in mind that you'll probably take some experimentation before you find something that feels right to you. For me, it has been meditating over a song, putting on my headphones, and immediately starting my timer. Deep work is difficult, so any activity that will help you to get into that state of unbroken concentration should not be taken lightly. One of the best ways to support deep work is to start your day with a plan. I know, no day will go exactly as planned, but it is still very important to have a strategy nonetheless. Cal suggests that you should schedule every minute of your day. This time blocking approach asks you to divide your day into different blocks of time, and each block is dedicated to a specific task. Well, two things will come up very frequently. One, we incorrectly estimate how much time each task will take, and two, unexpected things arise messing up our plan. Well, since we know it's going to happen already, just don't panic and take a moment to revise your plan accordingly. The point of schedule every minute of your day is not to have you follow it to a T, but it is have you to be more intentional with how you spend your time and direct your attention. You're forced to pause and continuously ask yourself throughout the day, what makes the most sense for me to do right now? Without this mindfulness, it's just too easy to go on autopilot and let shallow work dominate our workday. Web surfing, email, social media, they're fun, but they're not conducive to creativity. Deep work requires you to treat your time with respect. And by respect, it means you must plan ahead what you're gonna do with every minute of your day. Folks, here you have it. Deep Work by Cal Newport. To succeed with deep work is to embrace boredom, have a ritual, and plan ahead. Cal argues that a deep life is perhaps the best life because you can accomplish so much more. I hope you find the video helpful. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Words of wisdom. Peace out.